Planning DevFest Ilorin 2025 was such a hassle.
Speaker selection, that was like the most difficult part of DevFest. A few months to the event, we have about 100 registrations, and that has been a major challenge for us.
So at this year DevFest, we wanted to do something different. So we brought immersive technology into the space.
You know, everyone sees the speaker on stage, but don't know the journey that led to that moment.
Content is something that comes natural to me.
In terms of content creation, we had to get trends that are tech focused to tailor to DevFest Ilorin 2025.
Planning DevFest Ilorin 2025 was such a hassle. Hi, I'm Arias Ahmad, the lead organizer for gdgilorincmty, and today we would be making a video about DevFest Ilorin 2025 template. The set design was one of the things that was very difficult for us this year. We wanted to do something different. The other set designs we've always had every year was a little bit basic, and we went on mood boarding, right? And we saw some couple of designs that we really liked. And I went on SketchUp and I designed something for our brand exec, who is Daria Komalade. And here is how it looks. So the thing is, we don't have unlimited budget, so we wanted to go with something that is classic and at the same time looks a little bit expensive. And the idea was to fill it with, sort of characteristics. Okay, we got the screen dimensions, and the reason why there were so many, lined version of the board was because if we make it all filled, it wouldn't give character to it, and again, it would be very expensive. So we just thought if we are able to break it down a little bit and have some sort of sets, it will make sense. And also we thought about having some of our sponsors on this with the DevFest Ilorin 2025.
Speaker selection, that was like the most difficult part of DevFest. And I mean, for every event, you always have that crazy part of the whole event. And of course, speaker selection is one of the most critical parts. Why? Because that's what the attendees are looking out for. That's what even sponsors will look out for as regards to what are the type of speakers that you have, or what are the type of speakers that are coming in. And you want to make it very, very engaging, because if you're bringing the speakers, or even if you're selecting local speakers, you have to be very careful about that, so that it's not look as if your event is just basically focused at like local level. Then you want to look at outwards, outside your city. So now, which is one of the reasons why we did a call for speakers for DevFest Ilorin. Same as last year, same thing we did this year as well. Speaking speakers from across the country. Obviously, Lagos, we'll have more speakers from Lagos. Also have speakers from Abuja, and then from Ogbomoso, which is our very, very close to Ilorin here as well. Now, when we did a call for speakers, we had over almost 100 applicants, like almost 100 people wanted to speak at DevFest Ilorin 2025, which was an amazing thing, yeah. But the most difficult part is now selecting, and then sorting it based on credibility, merits, and yeah, there are some that they're credible, they're good, but because they've spoken maybe once or twice on a previous DevFest, you would want to switch it up a little bit to give other people the opportunity to as well. And when it comes to selection, you want to pick those selection based on their topic and based on their strength and focus areas. Mostly, you always get speaker selections, or you always get speaker applications from technical skills or technical focused niches, career aspects, and mostly because people don't believe that DevFest is mostly, it's developer centric, yeah, but there are other focus areas too as well that is also very, very, very important. Cybersecurity, cloud, design, content creation, project management, which was one of the touch points that we had also this year. Now, you've already classified the categories. What type of speaking activity are they doing? What type of speaking modal are we having? Is it a workshop? Is it a lightning talk, a panel session, the AMA session? All of that was being very, very articulated for.
Now onto the website design. I'm not going to take a full credit for that. We had some other volunteers help out as well. But we didn't start with a blank canvas. Last year we had a pretty colorful sort of website with the GDG element where we had scrolling versions of other years of DevFest that we've had and some of our sponsors. And in this year's version, you could see that we pulled some inspirations, or we moodboarded from a couple of ideas, right? We wanted to go all loud into multiple colors. There's a volunteer named Aborin, or is that Bolarin? I forgot his name, but we had a version where we're trying to play around with it, but it felt too much. Then I just, sat one day and I'm like, okay, let's restore it back to default. Let's have some characteristics of the what we wanted to have on that day, which are some of the categories that our speakers will be speaking in. And the other volunteer actually designed this style, and I just played around with it and added, okay, in a slide, we're going to have 3 days of the event, the attendees that we've had, some couple of old photos. And there was a section where we just talked about everything. And we wanted to go with an illustration version of the location so that it plays in the characteristics of how people perceive our GDG Ilorin brand, right? So on the speakers as well, we introduced this new version of how it would look. And there was just a lot more around us playing around with, light themed version of the website and things like that. So if I go to the current version, we have our headline sponsor here, K-Stack, which is an amazing achievement. And if I go to the real-time version of the website and I refresh, you'd see that all these characteristics that we have had some physics that drops down. And yeah, that was it for the website.
So now, during the process of picking set our speakers, out of those 100, me and the team, we've had plus or minus 10 hours call or 12 hours call on different times. One night, it always get from like 10 p.m. to like 12 a.m. sometimes. That happened twice. We had a 3 hours call, checking out every speaker one after the other, Googling them, checking their LinkedIn, going through, obviously you want to go through their socials, then their topic as well. Is it something that they've spoken about before? Is it something you believe they can deliver on? Delivery is the most important aspect. Delivery is the most important aspect of that. Yeah, so workshop. I believe Arius would have mentioned that we had 2 days of workshop and then a main conference. So now, those workshops, because it needed to be a breakout room in different tracks. So now, we are picking speakers. If we already have 3-4 speakers in web development, you wouldn't want to pick anymore, yeah? So now, the guys that are already good, but they picked web development, you had to decline them. So it's not because you're not good enough, it's mostly because we've already reached our quota as to the number of speakers that we can select for this particular track. Now, for the main conference day, yeah, I know some persons usually fall for the whole this saga of let's go for somebody who is very, very popular. Yes, you want to use that to attract more people to come for your event. You want to use that to show that, yeah, we had this big person at our event as well. But if you look at our event speakers, you already see that and you realize that it's more of a very, very flexible, natural lineup of speakers. People who are also experts in their own field, but now they might not be very, very far-fetched as regards to their reach. Some who are also just coming up. We had a first-time speaker. We have people who are just, okay, they're not really good, or they're not really confident or, comfortable with facing the crowd alone. So you have to just put them on a panel. I'm not saying that our panel speakers can't face the crowd. Yeah, it's just more of that's what they are comfortable with, and their contribution is it just makes sense on a panel seat. Now, one of the most important aspects, gauging the ratio, females or males. We had a lot of female speakers. Now there's the whole buzz about, oh, you have female speakers. Now we had that even for workshops. On the main conference day, we had a lot of female speakers as well, which was, if I should gauge that, I mean, maybe we should look out to our socials one day. We'll post about the percentage of females and males that we have. We're working on our data reports. We have almost, I'm not going to say equal, but almost. Like the balance is not far. Like something like male, female, like something like this, which is okay if we're being very honest with ourselves. And yeah, I mean, speaker selection is very, very critical, very, very important, and you have to take your time to check each speaker. Don't mind the numbers of hours or days that you need to do that. It is one of the most important parts, and keeping the speakers in sync, communicating to them as to your status. We told them, okay, on 15th of September, you're going to get an email confirmation either you have been rejected or accepted, and we kept to that. So we did it in badges, so we know, okay, if this person drops, we kind of find another person to replace them with. And yeah, we had speakers that dropped out after confirmation, even on the dime is a day to the event, and many people might not notice because we replaced that speaker very, very quickly, and the replacement was also very perfect. So yeah, take your time to look out for speakers and source them one after the other.
A few months to the event, we have about 100 registrations, and that has been a major challenge for us. But how did we solve that? Okay, we reached out to different community leads to partner with them and tell them that DevFest is coming up October, November, and we wanted their community members to register for the event. And another thing we also did is that whenever we post on the community, we make sure that we tag everyone. And another strategy is that we have some community members that are aware of the event, but they've not registered. I might just have to reach out to them and tell them that, hey Platinum, how are you doing? How is work today? You know that DevFest is coming October, November, and have you registered? Then he might just say, oh, I forgot. Then I'll just send them the link. So that has been a strategy that we use, and it is really working. We had about 4 Google developer group on campus, which is GDG Ilorin, GDG Kwasu, GDG Alikma, GDG Lautech, and GDG Kwarapuli. We had the community leaders on our organizers group so that we can reach their community members faster and for them to register for the event. And this is one thing we normally do. After we post on social media, they will be the first people to know about that, and they know their communities better than us. So they will just go and talk to them and, hey, GDG Ilorin is organizing their DevFest November, and we want you guys to register and come and show up for the event. And another strategy that can get you multiple attendees is that your design, you need to be careful with the design you are pushing out and the content. Like now, for the content, you can't just be posting ChatGPT content just directly from ChatGPT and you know filter it. Like you have to filter it, direct it to the community. And for the design that I was talking about is that make sure you have a very nice design, a unique design that is similar, so that they will know that this is what we are following up with. Also, motion design is very important. Motion design is very important. It doesn't have to be long, but it can be 30 seconds, 15 seconds, just to talk about what you do, or the speakers, or the people you are inviting. And another thing that we normally do is that we can start with our biggest speaker in our first post, so that we can be able to attract many attendees. And that has been something that we do that will get us a lot of that can get us more registrations. Another strategy, if you're having low registrations is that whenever you have your volunteers, you can pick up a time that you post. At times early in the morning can be a good time, at times during the afternoon, but some of those people might be in school, might be in class, might be at work. But let's say around that 8 p.m. you will tell all your volunteers or your team that in this particular time, 8 p.m., we'll all be posting. Because if it is just one person that is posting, they might not know this is important. But if they see like 30 people, like 100 people posting the same thing, they might be curious to know what is happening. And from there, I'm sure that you'll be getting a lot of registration. Also, emphasis on the reaching out to people personally in their DMs, because they will feel special. And that has been a strategy that we normally use, and it's really working. Reach out to them, put their name, hello, Faith, how are you doing? Something like that. Then from there, you can just talk about the event and send them the link. We used all these strategies that I talked about, and it really worked out for us. Not only did we have turnout for the 2 days workshop and the main conference, but we had massive entries for the hackathon, which is a new addition to our DevFest Ilorin experience.
So at this year's DevFest, we wanted to do something different. We brought in immersive technology to the audience, and they were very excited. Everyone wanted to try it out, even when there was no time. So the excitement says a lot about their experience at DevFest Ilorin 2025.
In terms of our sponsorship deck, we wanted it to feel unique. We wanted it to feel like, it was made with love, so that when our sponsors see it, it attracts them. Not only that, it has metrics, right? So when you look at the version of this, we discussed what DevFest is about. And we showed some previous highlights around our previous events. And then we also talked about showing in this kind of playing into the character of the website, the hero section of the website. We played with some elements around what does how throwing stone is, or like bigger stone and smaller stone, how they don't have a perfect alignment. So played with that on this and why they would sponsor us, including those elements that I talked about on the website and our previous sponsors. And then we did the headline, what that is. All of these templates are going to be on a website link down the video that anyone could duplicate and sort of play with. If you're looking to do this for your DevFest or any other event next year. And then we ended it with pictures. So a lot of things that we did this year was show more of pictures. Now, in terms of tags, there were things that we wanted to make custom for our attendees tags. I think this is the first year we're having a custom lanyard design for our tags, and also for speakers and some of the team members, we had this custom sort of design with it. This design is one of the most challenging things, because we spent hours and hours on how we would make sure that this is perfect. Because if you look at it, we wanted to put the lanyard in between this logo at first, but that would dangle and start to twist to like 180 degrees when you're wearing it, and we don't want that to happen with our speakers. So we thought about moving this logo into the middle, but it didn't fit very, very well. It didn't feel unique, right? So when we had it on the side, we had to add a little bit of section in here. Of course, it doesn't look perfect, but it looks better so that there's a punching hole and it doesn't tear up when speakers wear it. So that was one of the additions of things that we thought it would make the event really looks nice and unique. Now, onto our speakers pack. We wanted to design something that would blow everyone's mind and it would feel very, very unique. So we went with this style of design, also incorporating one of our sponsors' logo, Pixel Pioneer Studios, to embed the whole idea of why we should be sponsored, right? And we added some text in here, you're awesome, feel special, and it's always meant for you. Thank you. So those are some of the things that we did to make sure that this year's event feels very, very special. And I hope you're able to model something like this for your event. By the way, all the templates for this will be down in the video. Thank you.
So the immersive experience was built on the Google Android XR, and the quiz in the VR space is majorly about Google technology and a few things about Google developer group Ilorin. So basically what inspired the space is we wanted it to be in form of an hangout in virtual reality. So there were booths in the VR and basically about what DevFest would be, since it's a 3-day event. So there were details of how the event would go, and there was a screen for video, and there was a quiz dashboard on board. So this is the VR space where we have the opener video from the Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, and we have virtual booth where we have the event overview of we have the event overview and what to expect at the DevFest. We have a picture recap from the previous years, the conference, the networking session, the exhibition booth, and the workshop session. So we have a booth for our sponsor in the VR too, and we have our quiz panel where users can insert their name before they play the game, and the leaderboard will record the amount of time they spent while playing the game and their total score. So they have 50 seconds to play a 10 question quiz game, which some of the questions are basically about Google technologies and extended reality technologies. So it's quite pretty simple, but the time frame might be shorter, but for someone that knows what they are doing, it's very engaging and it's fun. So this is part of the game. Yeah, the average time recorded per person playing the game is, while some people are playing, the time shut them out because most of them can't answer the question within this time frame. But the highest score we had so far, 8/10. The attendee score is spent about 30 seconds answering the 10 questions, and the person got 8/10. So basically, extended reality technology, it's different from other tech stack because attendees feel like the regular tech talk is boring, but when they feel immersed in the environment, they feel excited about it, which is the key reason why this is brought in. Because no matter where you are, if you put it on every single day, you still get excited because there are a lot of amazing things in it.
You know, everyone sees the speaker on stage, but don't know the journey that led to that moment. I am Faith, and I'm the team lead for Speaker's Concierge team for DevFest Ilorin 2025. So basically, my team was in charge of the speakers' hospitality, speakers' logistic, and their welfare. So we had to pick some speakers from the airport down to their hotels, and also had to pick some from the hotels down to the location on each day. So basically, we assigned each member of my team to a particular speaker to be in charge of their welfare and their needs, just to make them comfortable and help them settle in better. We had different speakers from different parts of Nigeria come down to speak at our event, and most of them were visiting Ilorin for the first time. So we took them to the Shayi bar, and they had masa, they had shayi, which is also known as tea, and they also had chicken suya. I know these foods that I've been mentioning sound like a northern food, but then Kwara State is a north-central state.
Hi, directing the PR for DevFest Ilorin 2025 was quite easy for me because content is something that comes natural to me. And this year, we wanted the content to feel more unique, like something you've never seen or something other tech communities don't do. So now let me talk about scripting. I wrote over 50 scripts, to be honest. Some were perfect, some were nearly not perfect, but you know, when I apply my effects, it just always makes sense. Another thing that was a hassle as regards creating content for DevFest Ilorin 2025 was the location. Getting a location was surprisingly stressful. there was a particular location I was meaning to use for the content, because when I get my content ideas, I also like look out for the location, because you can't just, I tailor my content ideas to location. So there was a particular location that was just so difficult to like get. For scripting, most time I use Gemini, but I try to infuse my own human effects into the video, which makes it very, very, very unique. You can check our platforms if you think I'm lying. 2 months into the planning, we had a few lapses. Some were my fault due to miscommunication or misinterpretation of things. I wasn't in town, and the mindset I had was, oh, Feifei being the face of GDD has to be around before any content is made. And I was out one day and I came on my FYP and I'm seeing some random people on this. I'm like, yo, that's my thing. That is my thing. Who are these people? So I was angry with the lead. I was so angry. I didn't even talk to him for a few weeks or something like that. So that situation led into a little grudge, not like a harmful grudge, just a little casual grudge with the lead and some other team members. But as you can see, the event was successful. We got over that because we have a relationship outside GDG Ilorin as a community, so we're able to like get over that quickly. And the events, everything, publicity, content was smooth.
In terms of content creation, we had to get trends that tech focused to tailor to DevFest Ilorin 2025, and we had to get cast members for the content we had to create. And we had little issues with location for shooting the content, so which led to members of the team to join other teams. At some point, we also struggled with social media engagement on our pages, where we had just few people engaging on the post. And this is due to inactiveness of the volunteers, where the handler had to be just a person handling the social media pages. At the end of the day, we had to get ourselves together and we had to run sponsored ads just to like create more awareness for people all over Nigeria to get to see what we are up to. And on the day of the event, there were live updates. Whenever any speaker is up, we had live posts about the speaker speaking, and we created reels of the speaker speaking. And at the end of the day, everything was a success, and here we are.
I mean, this event has been very, very well planned, and it has been very stressful at the same time. One of the most stressful thing, or one of the most crazy thing, is that we need sponsors for this, right? Right. And you know, me personally, my own approach for getting sponsors, thankfully I have good friends in the industry, and also reach out to where I work and things like that. And we've been able to secure some sponsors like that. I mean, there are some strategies that I would like you to talk about too.
Then as for me, we made a list of all the potential sponsors that we want to have for our DevFest edition. For our DevFest.
I mean, some canceled out.
Yeah, some
didn't even reply to us.
Exactly. So we had a list, and we told all our volunteers, to go and look for their mails so that we can be reaching out to them. Then that's how we were able to get their mails, and we prepared different mails for each sponsor. Particularly that the content has to be like directed to what they do. Like we'll check their past history, what they do, so that we can use that information to like send a mail to them and get them to sponsor then.
And we also had to make sure that those fit into what we do as well, because one of the most important thing is, yes, you can get a sponsor, yes, they can bring in the cash, but does that fit into what our community wants? For example, we had a ridiculous sponsor wanting us to do marketing for them, and that didn't really work. But 24, I mean.
But I mean, that didn't even work out, even to the point where we agreed on something, we made a very custom deal for them. I mean, you earlier in the video, or earlier in the episode now, you would have watched the stage where Ares was talking about the design of the partnership or sponsorship deck. It's a generic thing, but as Azu also mentioned, in the emails, you would get a very detailed custom made value projections for your own company based on what we know that you do. So now, I mean, a company pulled out after we sent an invoice.
After creating a custom
After
version of
creating the-
sponsorship for them.
For them, sent an invoice, and I mean, not even one.
No one, yeah.
So I mean, the most important thing, and sometimes the ones that you put in more effort to don't work, and the one that you just put in little effort to just works out. For example, sent a DM to a founder on IG, and he just said, send a mail to this person. He's expecting your mail. Sent a mail, and I was like, cool. I've heard about you. Send me a WhatsApp. Everything was on WhatsApp, and that was it. So, and it was like very, very close to the event day. So, and it was very easy for them to onboard them. Their product was very nice as well. And as regards to results, they had massive turnout.
Yeah. And let's not also forget how this kind of things happen where we get 2 sponsors on the event day. Yeah. For example, Shola showing up and then, saying, oh, let's put down money for this. And also the other, founder saying that why didn't we reach out to them to sort of sponsor, and they were able to help with this. And we think that in terms of sponsorship, there's no one book fits all. There's just a way, do what works for you. And we hope that this has been impactful. And I would start calling my team to come and join us. AJ, FIFA, can you guys come and start joining? Come through. Let's all. It's a family thing. Yeah. Faith, come through. Platinum, come through. So starting from Platinum.
Arius, hold on, please. I forgot to mention something. And the funniest thing about all this sponsorship of a thing is that some of these sponsors that we were reaching out to, they've been seeing our posts, they've been seeing our motion design, our content online, and they said, oh, fine, I've been seeing you guys posting and wanted to reach out. Let me just give you my WhatsApp number. And that's how we're able to get things easier and get the sponsors.
And also to add, some of us actually used our money. A lot of our money, right? So, so for example, if let's say your community is not securing sponsors and you're thinking, oh, maybe this is a bad, it's for a community. The way I see it is we're doing charity for ourselves and to make bigger impact. For example, if Shola wouldn't have showed up if there was no substance, right? The community was already building, and it's thanks to these amazing people right here. There are some that are not here at the moment, but let's take Platinum. What would be the last thing you would say? Just like a quick word. Let's not be long, and we will pass it through everyone.
Nothing serious, because I feel next year we should work more on our engagement with grassroots community. Say secondary school students and primary school students, so they would feel I believe tech is not something far away from us. It's already happening. The future is here already. So we should take it from there, from secondary school, primary school. We should expose them to tech early, so it will be easier for them when they grow up.
Can we have AJ go?
So what I would say is, in a team, like, everything is not always perfect. There will be surely ups and downs, but at the end of the day, everybody needs to come together.
Aziz.
As for me, I'm directing this to the community members. Please, we also need your support. It's not only the organizer. Not everything should be coming from the organizers, but also the community members. You can tell a friend to tell a friend. You can tell us that, oh, I want to take this workshop. You can also get us sponsors. That's how we build a community.
I completely agree. Let's start with Faith.
Okay, basically what I'll be saying is, I think teamwork is, GDG Ilorin is just more than a teamwork. It's like a family. And I had a speaker said something to me that since he has been attending events, he has not seen something like this GDG Ilorin. Like, they relate to themselves more than like community members. They relate as if they've known themselves right before community brought them together. So basically, I'm just grateful to GDG Ilorin because of that family spirit. I think that's what made us strive to achieve this massive DevFest Ilorin 2025.
Awesome. FIFA.
Okay. to round it off, I'll be speaking on PR again because that's my thing. So one thing I noticed was that on the day we had our main conference for DevFest Ilorin 2025, there were other GDD communities that were also hosting that DevFest that day. But then, so we ranked higher. I mean, Ilorin to the world.
Yes, right.
Yeah, 24.
All right, so I mean, I'm a man of experience, or I mean, let me rephrase that. I'm a man that likes to create experience. I like the intentionality behind everything that we do, and more so, if you want to use as a template for your event, look in depth into what your local community needs, what they want, and I'm taking this back to our own community as well. If there's something specifically that you want us to embed into the DevFest experience, please mention it to us. We have an email, we have phone number that you can reach out to us, and all of those things. Yeah, we're very, very easy to reach. Our IG is X, everything is reachable and all of that. So yeah, I think that would just be like a wrap up from my own end. Areas.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, now that you talked about experience, like, you know, it fitting the community thing. I mean, there was a time that I reached out to you. I was like, okay, I want this friend of mine to speak. And you were like, what do they do? And I'm like, I want them to speak. And you told me point blank, areas, they would not speak if they are not good and they are not tailored to. And those are the kind of things that we do. We don't sugarcoat, right? We tell each other point blank what it is. It doesn't matter who it is. But this would not be possible without the person telling us to wrap up. Silva, can you please come and join us? And you know, so that they could see, no, you have to do this. You have to do this. Please, you have to come and join us so that they see, no, you can just, yeah. No, come through. This has been Silva. We wouldn't have been able to do any shoot without him, and he's amazing. Do you want to say the last thing?
Okay. But then, like somebody said, storytelling is very good in any media you want to do. And you just have to learn how to tell your story properly. That's how well you can promote yourself. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. See you at DevFest Ilorin 2026.